morning. Up early this morning, out of the B&B, and then I had a 6-mile cycle from the B&B in Cairnryan down to Stranraer, where I'm getting the train to Ayr. So my bike is currently hanging up in the bike storage area. So lovely, beautiful sunny morning to cycle down to Stranraer, get the train to Ayr, and then from there I'll cycle to Glasgow. However, the wonderful tailwind that I had yesterday and again this morning, once I set off from Ayr towards Glasgow, is going to be a horrendous headwind, so that's going to be fun. But yes, I am cheating a little bit in my cycle to Glasgow. I mean, obviously I had to get the ferry across the sea, I couldn't do anything about that. I could have cycled the whole way from Cairnryan to Glasgow, but the road from Cairnryan up to Ayr is single carriageway, there's no hard shoulder, there's no bike path, and it's full of all the ferry traffic, and there's 2 ferry terminals at Cairnryan, P&O and Stema, so it's full of lorries, cars. It's just not, I just didn't feel safe riding that road from Cairnryan to Ayr, so I thought I'll ride the 6 miles or so down to Stranraer. There also is a bike path for a section of that, and to get me down to Sustrans, and then I can get the train to Ayr, and then I can cycle from Ayr up to Glasgow. So the plan is to get off the train at Ayr and cycle from Ayr to Troon to Kilbirnie to Dalry, and then from Dalry there is a bike path along an old railway line, so it's like an old towpath, railway path, completely separate bike path, which will take me pretty much the whole way to Glasgow. So yeah, that's today's plan. Well, I've made it across the Irish Sea, I've made it up via train to Ayr, and now I have 46 miles to cycle to Glasgow. Some of it's on the road, some of it is on bike paths, that sort of thing, so let's do this, let's hit the road to Glasgow. Well, I'm about halfway from Ayr to Glasgow, and a lot of it has been on bike paths. The route that I've been taking follows one of the national cycle networks, more or less, National Cycle Network 7, and quite a lot of it has been on like separate bike paths, which is great. Some of it's been on the road, some of it has been on shared use bike paths, which are basically just footpaths at the side of the roads, have been on the road anyway. But then some of it is like this, which is a completely segregated bike path, which is amazing. The surface quality of some of them is a bit questionable, with they're pretty much all tarmac, but with tree roots going under, and because there's trees around them, there's a lot of twigs and kind of stuff on the ground, so I guess risk of punctures. If you're on a gravel bike, just a touring bike, 100% no problem. And to be fair, my bike's dead on for it, absolutely fine. But you wouldn't bring the Saturday morning club run along these bike paths. But do you know what? They exist. There are bike paths that connect together, that go different places. There's a whole network. They're segregated from the roads. Some are on the roads, but like there actually is a network of bike paths that's connected up, and that's just something that we don't have. Definitely we don't have around Ballymena, and we don't really have in Northern Ireland, but it would be amazing. If we had something like this, I'd be happy to take my kids out on their bikes and ride into the town, along something like this would be amazing. But I'm not going to take my kids on the main road into Ballymena. I'll cycle it, I'm not taking my kids on it. So yeah, I just wish we had this kind of stuff at home. Anyway, I did just stop and get a coffee, because the first coffee of the day today was very early, so thought I'll stop. So I've stopped in Kilbirnie and had a coffee. Also, I did need to charge my Garmin. My battery was going flat on my Garmin head unit. I've only done 30 miles yesterday to the boat and 20 odd miles this morning. 30 miles this morning. So yeah, the battery in my Garmin's just not great. I think mine is the Edge 820. Does anybody have any recommendations for head units that have a decent battery life? Are there Garmin's out there that have a good battery life? What about Wahoo? What about Hammerhead? Any recommendations for cycling head units that have a good battery life, especially when you have like a power meter connected and are doing navigation and that sort of thing? Leave me recommendations in the comments below, please, and I might have to look into get something new soon. I have about 22 miles to go until I'm in Glasgow, so not too much further. The sun is shining, it is nice and warm, the wind is hopefully now mostly behind me, so yeah, on into Glasgow. And I think for the next 15 miles or so, I'm on this completely separate bike path, which will be amazing. it to my Airbnb and got checked in and all sorted. That's great. There is a guy I follow on social media and YouTube and stuff, Chris Hall. He is like an ultra cyclist and does all these crazy charity challenges, like multiple Everestings and all that kind of stuff to raise money for charity. And this year what he's been doing is he has been cycling to Glasgow, but going via all the previous UK World Championship locations. So he has gone from Goodwood to Leicester to Liverpool to Harrogate and then up to Glasgow, and he's riding into Glasgow today, and he said for people to come and join him. So I'm going to head out now and try and meet or intercept them en route somewhere and ride with hopefully ride with Chris for a few miles, and then come back, get changed and head in to like the fan zone and stuff and check that all out. So yeah, let's go see if we can find Chris. Made it out to Hamilton, and according to Chris Hall's little tracker, he should be here reasonably soon, so I can hopefully catch my breath for a few minutes before he arrives and then hang on for as long as I possibly can on his way into Glasgow. I'll tell you what though, I am absolutely wrecked after my ride yesterday and today, so I'll be doing well to hang on. As I mentioned, Chris does these events to raise money for charity, and this time round he is raising money for two charities. One is Movember, which supports men's health, so men's mental health and prostate cancer and things like that, and also for PACE, which is a hospital for children with cerebral palsy. So I'll put a link down below to his fundraising pages, and if you want to go and send him a couple of quid for the massive effort that he's put in riding all the way from the south of England up to Glasgow for charity. Done. Good work. Right, I made it and met up with Chris and these guys for right into Glasgow. So that was good fun. Great to meet the people you follow on social media in person, which is great. So, but yeah, I'm gonna head back to my Airbnb, get changed, get some food, and then come back into the city and see what's happening this evening. No, great to ride with you in person. So,
Don't need this anymore, do you?
no, you just take it with you, you know. So.
I love one of these.
This man is an absolute legend for what he does for like November. And what was the other one for this ride? Pace?
Pace, yeah, you don't need to see it.
So, no.
Because I do charity stuff, it means I can do
Just
this.
take stuff for free, you know. Listen, thanks for letting us join you, right?
Thanks for coming, man.
And,
You've come from really far away.
Says the man who's just ridden from Goodwood.
So you say you're mountain biking?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, Belfast is not as far as Goodwood.
Actually, you're right. It's not.
It's not. It's definitely not.
Yeah.
It's definitely not. Right. I'm going to go get some food and then come back and see what's happening in the city later. The roads are all already closed off for the racing. There's loads of space to watch. Hopefully come Sunday we'll get a good spot. It's the main like finishing gantry behind me. We'll definitely not get this close on Sunday night, I wouldn't imagine. Okay, that's me back at the Airbnb now. There wasn't loads happening in the city this evening, but it was cool to kind of see them setting up the road race barriers. They were painting the sponsors' kind of logos and stuff on the ground at the finish line, and just generally getting ready for the road race, which was cool to see. But yeah, tomorrow then I'm going to go to the velodrome, hopefully check out the fan zone, and then tomorrow night I think I'm going to head to a rouleur event with Nico Roach, so that could be interesting. Yeah, so been a busy couple of days getting over here to Glasgow for the event, so I am going to bed because I'm knackered. Thank you so much for watching, as always. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment down below, and if you're not subscribed, do make sure you subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next video, which will probably be the next couple of days in Glasgow. Bye bye.